Can you imagine a world where people travel to space regularly for vacation? Space. For decades, it was the exclusive domain of nations, astronauts and rigorously trained professionals pushing the boundaries of human exploration.
I'm Peter Hackus, space reporter.
But in the 21st century, a new space race is underway, driven not just by flags and footprints, but by billionaires and business plans. And just recently, on April 14th, 2025, one of the leading players, Blue Origin, launched another mission, NS-31, carrying a crew that grabbed headlines worldwide. On board were Emmy Award-winning journalist Lauren Sánchez, who is also Jeff Bezos' fiancée, pop star Katy Perry, veteran journalist Gayle King, former NASA rocket scientist and aerospace engineer Aisha Bowe, bioastronautics research scientist Amanda Nguyen, and film producer Kerianne Flynn. An all-female crew, this marked the first fully female flight from the US, and only the second in history after Valentina Tereshkova's solo mission back in 1963. They took a 10-minute trip, soaring 66 miles up to the edge of space, experiencing a few minutes of weightlessness and seeing the Earth from a perspective few ever will.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, command engine start, 2, 1. Liftoff. New Shepard has cleared the tower.
The flight also set individual records. Aisha Bowe became the first person of Bahamian descent in space, and Amanda Nguyen became the first Vietnamese and Southeast Asian woman in space. It was a spectacle, a demonstration of capability, and, according to the participants, an inspiration. But beyond the celebrity and the symbolism, this flight represents another step in Blue Origin's much grander mission, making space accessible. This raises the question, looking at the guest list and the likely multi-million-dollar price tags associated with this flight and previous flights, how exactly is this making space travel affordable? To understand Blue Origin's strategy, we need to look beyond a single flight and examine the system they're building. The New Shepard rocket, named after Alan Shepard, the first American in space, is the workhorse here. It's a fully reusable suborbital system. This reusability is key. Just like budget airlines drastically cut costs by maximizing the use of each plane, reusable rockets aim to dramatically lower the per-seat cost of reaching space compared to the expendable rockets of the past. The booster flies itself back to a landing pad, ready to be refurbished and flown again. The capsule lands gently under parachutes. This isn't orbital flight like SpaceX's Crew Dragon going to the ISS, which requires vastly more energy and complexity. This is a brief trip up and down. The word affordable is relative. While Blue Origin doesn't disclose ticket prices, estimates based on competitor pricing, auction results, and industry whispers place a potential seat cost anywhere from several $100,000 to over $1 million, maybe much more. The very first seat was auctioned for a staggering $28 million for charity. Yet, figures like William Shatner have flown as guests, paying nothing. Blue Origin itself admits some passengers on this recent flight flew free, while others paid an undisclosed sum. A $150,000 deposit gets you in line, but the final price seems highly variable, influenced by who you are, your social capital, and how your presence aligns with Blue Origin's goals at that moment. So, is it affordable? For the average person, absolutely not. It remains an experience reserved for the exceptionally wealthy or the exceptionally well-connected. Blue Origin, like Virgin Galactic offering similar suborbital hops, is currently operating in the realm of ultra-luxury tourism and high-profile PR. Even with reusability, the costs of development, operations, research, and the sheer low volume of flights keep prices astronomically high for most. Fewer than 60 people have flown with Blue Origin since their first human flight in 2021. However, the argument for eventual affordability rests on the long game. Think of early aviation. Flying was once incredibly dangerous and exclusively for the rich. Decades of technological advancement, infrastructure development, and crucially, increased frequency and volume brought costs down to where air travel is commonplace today. Blue Origin, funded by Jeff Bezos' Amazon fortune, is investing heavily in building not just the rockets, but the entire operational infrastructure, launch sites, mission control, manufacturing, needed to dramatically increase flight cadence in the future. Jeff Bezos has said that he wants to make space travel so affordable that even college students can set up the next mega space travel company, so cheap that we can travel to the moon at a cost 100 times cheaper than currently. The goal, shared by competitors like SpaceX, though with different architectures and ambitions like orbital flight and Mars, is that through repetition, refinement, and economies of scale, the cost per flight will drop significantly. The celebrity flights, the all-female crew, these serve multiple purposes. They prove the system works, they generate immense public interest, and they potentially attract future customers and investors who believe in the long-term vision. They are steps, albeit exclusive ones, towards normalizing the idea of private spaceflight. So, while calling Blue Origin's current operations affordable requires some serious semantic gymnastics, the underlying technology and economic strategy point towards a future where space could become more accessible and affordable for more people than it's ever been. The recent all-female flight wasn't just about who flew, it was another data point in a decades-long project to build the systems, the rockets, the logistics, the business model that one day will take space travel from the domain of billionaires and celebrities and open it up to many. The journey is long, and the definition of affordable will likely remain debatable for some time, but the foundational work is undeniably underway. If you found this video valuable, press the red subscribe button and like the video so you don't miss our future uploads. And stay tuned for our next video on why El Salvador is making a turnaround. See you in the next one.